हेलो एवरीवन। लास्ट डेमो लेक्चर में हमने कूलम लॉ के कुछ बेसिक्स पढ़े थे, बेसिक थ्योरी, बेसिक एनालिसिस। तो आज की जो क्लास है उसके अंदर हम कूलम लॉ के ऊपर बेस्ड कुछ प्रॉब्लम करेंगे, राइट। सबसे पहली प्रॉब्लम से मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा। कुछ कुछ सिंपल प्रॉब्लम होंगी, कुछ कुछ ट्रिकी होंगी और कुछ कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग होगी ऑब्वियसली। सिचुएशन ये है फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में कि मान लो मेरे को यहाँ पे 3 चार्जेस दे रखे हैं, राइट। एक चार्ज की वैल्यू है Q, पॉइंट चार्ज है तीनों, इसको भी मैंने Q बोल दिया। लेट सपोज इसको मैं बोलता हूँ 2Q। तीनों के डिस्टेंस D है, इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल के कॉर्नर पे रखे हैं। मुझसे किसी ने बोला कि फाइंड द इलेक्ट्रिक फोर्स ऑन चार्ज 2Q, means I have to find out the electric force on charge twice Q. तो कूलम लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग आई विल डायरेक्टली गो टू द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन कि इस 2Q पे कौन कौन फोर्स लगा रहा है, मैं वही चेक करूंगा। ये वाला Q इसको रिपेल करेगा किसी फोर्स F से, लेट सपोज। ये वाला Q भी इसको एक फोर्स F से ही रिपेल करेगा। इन दोनों के बीच में भी रिपल्शन है, बट प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन के अकॉर्डिंग मुझे इस रिपल्शन से कोई मतलब नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे इस ट्वाइस Q चार्ज पे फोर्स पूछा हुआ है और ये दोनों फोर्स का मैग्नीट्यूड सेम इसलिए हुआ बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ द इंटरैक्टिंग चार्जेस आर सेम एंड द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम इज आल्सो सेम एंड द एंगल बिटवीन दीज टू फोर्सेस इज 60. Then the F net would be under root of F square plus F square plus twice F square cos 60, and it will comes out to be root 3F. And just we have to find out the value of F over here, and we can write down the answer, right? So F की value क्या होगी? F would be K Q twice Q upon में D square, right? Sorry, K Q twice Q upon में D square. Then the net force will be root 3 times of K into 2Q square by D square, right? And the direction of this force will be along the line which will be directly along the angle bisector of these two angles, because the magnitude of these two vectors are same, and the force F net will be along a line which makes an angle 30 degree from either of the forces, right? बिल्कुल एंगल बाइसेक्टर पे ये फोर्स एग्जिस्ट करेगा। ये बहुत सिंपल सा एक कूलम का प्रॉब्लम था। इस प्रॉब्लम से हमने ये सीखा कि if I want to find out the force on a particular charge, then we have to apply the force applied by the individual charges on the particularly given charge. Clear? Let's take another problem. This problem is very interesting. We have two springs. मैं situation लिख देता हूँ. We have a system as shown in figure. System is in equilibrium, means we have two springs which is given to us, right? And charges have equal magnitude. Both of the point particle have charge Q and their masses are M, right? String makes an angle 30 degree initially, fine. Now the whole system is submerged in a liquid of density 0.8 gram per centimeter cube, right? We have to find the dielectric constant of liquid if angle remains the same, right? And density of sphere is 1.6 gram per centimeter cube, right? The density of liquid जिसमें इस सिस्टम को सबमर्ज किया गया which is 0.8 gram per centimeter cube, and the density of sphere is 1.6 gram per centimeter cube. We have to find out the dielectric constant, and the condition is the angle remains the same, means before submerging in the liquid and after submerging in the liquid, the angle the string makes with each other remains the same throughout, right? Okay, initially if I want to write down the solution of this, initially we have to write down the equation of equilibrium, right? Let's suppose there is a force of electrostatics between these two charges. There is also a force called gravitational force mg, right? And there will also be a force called tension, and we can write this angle as 15 degree due to symmetry. Okay, if I want to write down the equation of equilibrium, then I have to take the component of this tension. It will be T cos 15, and this component will be T sin 15. We are writing these equations assuming that the system is not being submerged in the liquid yet. अभी तक उसको liquid में submerge नहीं किया गया है. Then we can write it as T cos 15. Okay, initially the liquid is not, when the system is not submerged in the liquid, we can write it as T cos 15 should be equals to mg, and T sin 15 should be equals to F, means ये वाला force इसको balance कर देगा, ये वाला force इसको balance कर देगा. If we divide both of these two equations, then tan 15 will comes out to be F upon में mg, right? This is termed as equation number 1, right? Now the whole system is submerged in the liquid. Let's take situation number 2. We have to focus on the fact that what additional forces are there when the system is submerged in the liquid. मतलब liquid में जब उसको submerge करूंगा तो कौन से additional force आएंगे. So whenever the ball is submerged in the liquid, a buoyant force acts on the ball. In that case, if I want to write down the new acting forces on either of the ball, let's suppose this is the ball. This angle is still 15 degree because the condition is given to us. This force is mg. It will be force of buoyancy. And we know that when the ball is placed in a system or in a medium, the net electric force will be F by K, and K is what? Dielectric constant. And in this question we have to find out this K also. We have to find out this K only, right? So what will be the net force in this direction? It will be mg minus force of buoyancy. Mg would be what? Density of ball into volume of ball into g. Buoyancy would be what? Density of liquid into volume of ball into g. This is the concept of 11th class. Buoyancy force states that it is a force which has magnitude equals to the weight of liquid displaced. इस बॉल ने अपने वॉल्यूम के बराबर वेट ऑफ लिक्विड डिस्प्लेस किया क्योंकि पूरी तरह से सबमर्ज्ड है. तो हम जो डेंसिटी लेंगे वो किसकी लेंगे? डेंसिटी लिक्विड की ली जाएगी. रो बी इंटू वी इंटू जी विल बी 1 माइनस rho of liquid by rho of ball, and this term will be what? mg bracket 1 minus rho L by rho B. It would be the net force in the downward direction. इसको buoyant force जब तुम 11 में पढ़ोगे, this term is also called apparent weight over there, right? Now if I want to write down the equation of equilibrium, then we can see above, from the above equation, this tan 15 angle is same, so we will write down tan 15. We are removing the term tension in this case also. Let's suppose the tension will be T1, but it will not be included in the equation, so we don't have to worry about that. Now this F will become what? F by K, and this resultant downward force will become mg bracket 1 minus density of liquid is 0.8, and it's 1 by 6. So it will eventually comes out to be F by K into mg by 2. It will be what? 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 will become 1 by 2, and 2 will move upwards, and the angle is same. Let's say it equation number 2, and we know that equation number 1 is equals to equation number 2 because the angle is same in both of these cases. Then twice F by kmg will be comes out to be F by mg. From here we can say that K will comes out to be 2. K will comes out to be what? 2. Then the dielectric constant will comes out to be 2. इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम. एक बार फिर से पूरा रिवाइज करते हैं इसको. देखना, एक सिचुएशन दी है जहां पे दो रस्सियां हैं मेरे पास, जिन पे दो चार्ज पार्टिकल लगे, मास भी देके रखा हुआ है उनका. इनिशियली द एंगल बिटवीन दीज टू स्ट्रिंग्स इज said to be 30 degree at equilibrium. Now the whole system is submerged in a liquid which has some density. At the same time, the same medium will also carry some dielectric constant. But in the new situation, force of electrostatics will change, the buoyant force will also act, but eventually the angle between the string will not change. That is the main prior condition in this question. We have to understand the situation first. उस सिचुएशन में नए इक्विलिब्रियम में जो केस आएगा उसमें एंगल की वैल्यू क्या रहेगी? सेम. और अगर एंगल की वैल्यू सेम करोगे तो F जो था वो F by K हो जाएगा. mg अब क्या बन जाएगा? apparent force, and we can write down the new equation and solve the value of K equals to 2. Clear? It's a very good question. Nice. Next, move to the third problem. Two particles are placed on a rough surface. Right? Its weight, its mass is 5 gram. Its mass is also 5 gram. The distance between these two particles is given to be 10 centimeter, right? And charge on each particle is 1 into 10 raised to power minus 7 coulomb, 1 into 10 raised to power minus 7 coulomb. Charges and mass of each particle are same. We have to find out the coefficient of friction if both particles are in limiting equilibrium. We have to find out the coefficient of friction if both particles are in limiting equilibrium. Let's analyze the case. Both of these two particles will apply some electrostatic force on each other of equal and opposite magnitude. At the same time, it is being said that these particles are in limiting equilibrium. It means the value of static friction will be maximum, and it would be what? Mu into normal. And we can write down there will be a gravitational force there will be a normal in upward direction, so the friction will become mu mg. In this case, friction will also become mu mg. Then the F will become what? Mu into mg. F will be what? K into q square by d square. It will be equals to mu mg, and the value of mu will be comes out to be k into q square by mg into d square. Let's put the value one by one. 9 into 10 raised to power 9. Charge will be 10 raised to power minus 7 का square into m will be 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3. G will be 10 and D will be what? 10 into 10 raised to power minus 2 का square. I have converted centimeter into meter. From here you can calculate the value of mu. It's a basic calculation, you can do it. 9 into 10 raised to power 9 into 10 raised to power minus 14 into 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into 10 into 10 raised to power minus 2. It will be 9 by 5 into 10 raised to power minus 5 upon may. This will comes out to be 10 raised to power minus 4. Is that clear? And it will eventually become 9 by 50. And we know the value of mu is always less than 1. So our calculation is probably the right one. It's a very simple problem. It explains us the concept of electrostatic and concept of friction together, right? Let's take the last problem of this demo lecture. बहुत interesting problem है ये. A point charge Q is given, right? And the statement is this charge is divided into two parts and placed at fixed distance. It is not explained that these two parts will be equal or not. There is no information regarding the magnitude. Find the amount of charge removed from Q so that force become maximum. Very interesting problem, seriously. अब इसको सोल्व कैसे करें देखना. हमको ऐसा बोला कि इस चार्ज को हमें दो पार्ट में ब्रेक करके एक फिक्स्ड डिस्टेंस पे रख देना है. ओके, लेट्स रिमूव एन अमाउंट x फ्रॉम इट. तो इट विल बिकम q minus x over here, and its another part will be x. Let's put them at a distance d, which is fixed. Now write down the equation of force. It will become what? K into q minus x into x upon may d square. Now we have an equation of force in terms of x, which is considered to be a variable over here because k is constant, q is constant, and d is given to be constant because our distance is fixed. And we know from the concept of differentiation that if we want this force to be maximum, then this df by dx term should be 0. It means we have to differentiate it. It will become k by d square into q minus x into 1 plus x into minus 1. प्रोडक्ट रूल लगाया हमने. u इसको मान लिया, v इसको मान लिया, पहले इसको छोड़ के इसको डिफरेंशिएट कर दिया, फिर इसको छोड़ के इसको डिफरेंशिएट कर दिया. फ्रॉम हेयर दिस टर्म विल बी 0, k by d square will be cancel out, so q minus x will comes out to be 0 and x will become q by 2, means we have to remove an amount q by 2 from here. So the final orientation of charges will be what? Q by 2 and q by 2. You have to mind one thing over here, that this x is the value of charge which is being removed from Q so that the force is maximum. This x is not the value of maximum force. Is that clear? This is the value of x for which force is maximum. This is not itself the value of force which is maximum. क्या तुमको मेरी बात समझ में आ रही है? x की वो वैल्यू है जिसके लिए फोर्स मैक्सिमम है, ये फोर्स की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू नहीं है. अगर कोई मुझे ऐसा पूछे व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ फोर्स दैट वुड बी टर्म टू बी मैक्सिमम, इट विल बी k इंटू क्यू बाई टू इंटू क्यू बाई टू अपॉन में d स्क्वायर. इज दैट क्लियर? अब यहाँ पे एक छोटी सी चीज, छोटी सी ट्रिक ध्यान रखने की ये है कि फाइनली ये दोनों चार्ज क्या हो गए? सेम. मतलब अगर कोई तुमको ऐसा बोले कि मान लो ये 3q है और मान लो ये 2q है, इसमें से कितना चार्ज इसमें ट्रांसफर करें कि फोर्स मैक्सिमम हो जाए, प्रोवाइडेड दिस d शुड बी कांस्टेंट. तो मैंने यहाँ से x निकाल दिया, यहाँ पे x ऐड कर दिया, तो इट विल बिकम व्हाट? 3q माइनस x, it will become 2q plus x. You have to again write down the equation k by d square, 3q minus x into 2q plus x, and from here you will also find out the x is equal to q by 2. Q by 2 is not important. The point which is important is that final value of these two charges should be same. Means if it is 3q, it is 2q, the force will be maximum when they both will become 2 by 5q and 2 by 5q. If the situation is given like 4q and 2q which are placed at a distance d, तो यहां से हम कितना चार्ज निकालेंगे ताकि दोनों का चार्ज सेम हो जाए? इट विल व्हाट? 3q and 3q. तो आज के बाद जब ये प्रॉब्लम आए तुम्हारे सामने तो तुम डायरेक्टली दोनों चार्ज को क्या कर सकते हो? सेम. मान लो ऐसा आ गया 4q एंड दिस इज व्हाट? माइनस q. तब क्या करोगे? तब भी तुम्हें दोनों का फाइनल चार्ज क्या करना है? बराबर 4q माइनस 3q कितना होगा? सॉरी 4q माइनस q कितना होगा? 3q. तो इट विल बिकम 1.5q एंड 1.5q. इज दैट क्लियर? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो इसको जब तुम सोल्व करोगे देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू फाइंड आउट द फोर्स व्हिच विल बी मैक्सिमम. ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम है. जेडब्ल्यू मेंस में 2 या 3 बार ये प्रॉब्लम पूछी गई है. बहुत सिंपल है और बहुत अच्छी प्रॉब्लम है. तो आज हम ये 4 प्रॉब्लम एक छोटे से डेमो लेक्चर में कंसाइज करते हैं. अगली क्लास में 4 प्रॉब्लम मैं और कराऊंगा. छोटे छोटे प्यारे प्यारे डेमो लेक्चर हम अपलोड करेंगे. तुम सब लोग देखो इनको अच्छे से. कोई भी दिक्कत हो तो अपनी एप्लीकेशन पे जाओ, चैट बॉक्स में तुम कमेंट करो, मैसेज करो इफ यू लाइक देम. क्लियर? ओके, थैंक यू गाइस.